Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. It is July 15th, 2018. I'm here once again at Blacklisted News. Neighbors report child trafficking and find government contractors holding kids in black site prison. In my next video, I'm going to talk about rescuing family and high-value resistance leaders from these sites. This comes from the Free Thought Project. Phoenix, Arizona. When concerned neighbors called police because they believed dozens of children were being trafficked in their neighborhood, they learned that the children were actually being held in a black site prison operated by defense contractors. A vacant office building with dark windows in a quiet neighborhood has become a subject of controversy after residents began documenting the dozens of children who were transported to the building in white vans and then never seen again. The building is not licensed to hold children or act as a shelter, and it is owned by MVM Inc., a defense contractor that once provided guards for CIA facilities in Iraq and has made nearly $250 million transporting immigrant children since 2014, according to a report from Reveal from the Center for Investigative Reporting. The company's website specifically claims that the current services MVM provides consist of transporting undocumented families and unaccompanied minor or children to Department of Health and Human Services designated facilities. We have not and currently do not operate shelters or any other type of housing for minors. However, Leanna Dunlap told Reveal that she became suspicious about what was going on at the office building in her neighborhood that is owned by MVM when she noticed new security cameras and extra locks on the exterior last month. And then she saw several white vans transporting small children to the building. In quotes, "There's been times where I drive by and I just start crying because, you know, it's right behind my house. I don't know, and I think that that's the worst part, not knowing what's actually going on in there and just hoping that they're okay." You see, in my opinion, what do I know, though? I'm just a fucking white guy. In my opinion, if these things are not transparent, if a congressman or a senator cannot go to one of these sites, if you can't go to one of these sites and see what's going on, if it's done behind a veil of secrecy, then nefarious things are going on in that place. Neighbors claim that they saw pallets of water and boxes of food dropped off at the building, but they never saw the children who were escorted inside, and the darkened windows made them concerned that the children were victims of trafficking and that they were being harmed inside. And that's a very good, a very reasonable thing to suspect. Another neighbor, Kristen Brown, told Reveal that As a mother of a 2-year-old son, she was immediately concerned about the lack of space inside the building and the lack of access to sunlight. In quotes, "My kid has the ability to run around and play. And there are 40 kids in that place that I don't know what you're doing with," Brown said. "That, as a mom, it doesn't feel right." Brown also said that she tried to talk to employees to ask them what was going on. She claimed that when she asked one employee what kind of business they were conducting, he said transportation. And when she questioned what they were transporting, he said humans. When concerned neighbors called the police to report the suspicious activity, they were told that it was completely legal and authorized by the government. When asked for a statement, Phoenix Police Sergeant Vince Lewis claimed that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement confirmed that MVM was contracted to perform that transport. I'm going to stop here. We don't need the rest, do we? Here it is. Legal and authorized by the government. Legal and authorized by the government. So, in our present society, this is what defines right and wrong. Is it legal? And is it authorized by the government? And if it's not authorized, it's not legal, then it's immoral. It's wrong. And you should be put in prison for 5, 10, 15, 20 years for such an infraction. I mean, it used to be a good thing, a righteous thing, a public service to feed the homeless, to house the homeless, but recently, in the last few years, it's become increasingly more difficult to do so because it's not authorized by the government. You can't even house homeless people on your own property because it's not authorized by the government. And let's say, for the sake of argument, that this contractor kills the children. And I'm not saying they are. I'm saying for the sake of argument, okay? Let's say they are, for the sake of argument. And it's authorized by the government. Would that, in the eyes of the right, make it just? Would it make it okay? I venture to say yes. A lot of the right, a lot of the left, the left isn't in power right now, right? Their followers, their sycophants, their ass lickers, they would believe, they would think that it's perfectly acceptable to kill these children and their parents if the government, the Trump government, authorized it. While the left would scream from rooftops and throw temper tantrums because it's not their guy in there doing it. Barack Obama, if he did it, the left would have no problem with it, and the right would be the ones screaming from the rooftops. So, again, right and wrong is no longer determined by your consciousness. It is determined by government authorization. Hope everyone has a great day. Remember, kill the state before the state kills you.
I keep my head up, and you in this.
I'm just getting warmed up. This is Von Clausewitz shit. Total fucking war. I'm gonna pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna be biblical.